Hello.
Girl, how are you? The vibe, the
The
energy.
vibes, everything. Hello,
I
people.
love
How
to
are
see
you
it.
doing? Welcome. It's our first meeting for the month of November.
I
How
know,
are
right?
you feeling?
I'm very excited. How are you?
I'm good.
Excited
Right, I see the
to hear
comments
that.
rolling in. Watch Candice.
Yes, official chat.
All right. So what's up, Wyoming? How's your week so far?
Let me tell you, to be honest, as everybody should know by now, I am well excited to be at every FMA meeting. But why? But really don't wait for that one. The week hasn't been as awesome as I wish.
Wyoming can't tell them to stop scandal me in the comment section. Look at them scandal me.
Look
I,
at country.
I Candice and Allison, I won't tolerate that. I'm not gonna tolerate that. I'm not
Oh my
going to
gosh.
tolerate that. Hear them, but watch out, Wyoming. New hairstyle, who this?
Oh, really?
Who this? All right.
Yeah.
All right, so we're getting right into it. If you're ready for another interesting week, let me see some fire emojis in the chat.
Yeah. Vibe up, energy up, mood rolling, like
Analyze and yellow fingernail. Let me highlight the fingernail, Wyoming.
yeah, hyping up this week. Look at me, new November this week.
Live. I like the energy this week. The comment section look very festive.
All right. I know that meeting is extra nice, extra special.
Festive. Love it. So we're the fire emojis in the chat. Aren't you ready for another interesting week?
People.
Send up the fire emojis, man. All right, I see them rolling in. All right, guys. I hope you all are doing amazing. All
All
right.
right. The fire moon is rolling, rolling.
All
Love
right.
it.
Hello, Krishina. Hello, Ade. Hello, Adia. Hi, guys. Hi, I see you
Yes.
all. All right, so it's 3:08 and the meeting is now called to order. So let's go. At this time, we'll have the welcome and other expressions by our president, Alison Campbell. Hey, Alison. How are you doing?
One Prezi. What's popping? How do we be?
Oh, President Glosso. You look all fat. Oh my God. Who is?
One secret.
Hello,
What do
Everyone.
you
President.
do?
There's the Abia President, new year, new month, new year. Who is?
Everybody come on. I like
You
to
know,
see one. I like to see.
Oh my God.
I just want to
Gross.
welcome everyone who has been consistently here with us. I want to welcome all the new persons with us today as we're about to discuss the financial uprising, money management. So stay tuned because we have a lot in store for you. So kick back and relax, and FMA got you throughout this day.
All right. Thank you, President. Thank you for stopping in with us. Everybody must feel welcome. Want to take a seat? We are ready. Get a bottle of champagne. We're ready. It's going to be festive up in here this week. All right. So at this time, we'll have prayer by Norval. Hey, Norval, are you ready to pray for us? We're not hearing you. Your mic is muted. No, I'm not hearing you, Sammy. Still no sound. I'm seeing that your microphone is on, but no sound. Not sure why. Maybe I have to log off and come back again. Still not hear you. Come on back again. All right. While Norval get the connections sorted out, what's going on, people? How's their week so far? How's everything going? How is everybody doing? Analyze composter. Oh God. Beer project, I know, right? Stressful week ahead. But we just have to. I know, right? Abby FMA always to the rescue. All right, so since Norval is having some,
Can you hear me now?
you're back. We're hearing you. We're hearing you.
Okay, so let's close our eyes.
All right.
Heavenly Father, as I come to you today, I thank you for a next day. I thank you for life. I thank you for health. I thank you for strength. I thank you for good friends. I thank you for a good family. Bless us today, Lord, as we come to you. Sinful, but grateful for life. And always coming to you, believing in you. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Ooh, we're surprised you never say
Big up
whatever.
yourself.
All right, Norval, thank you. That's the whatever boss, no. Okay, so at this time, you're back, Wyoming. Welcome back.
Yes. Thank you for having me. My bad about the connectivity. But I'm back and I'm ready to rumble. So we
All
just
right.
know something. I'll just share the place with
I'll
the
just tell the prayer. One piece of chocolate without the prayer. All
pastor
right.
team.
Amen, right? Amen, Candice. Amen, Dan. Amen. I see Adelaide says she's extremely blessed. Adelaide, you're so dramatic. All right, so at this time we'll be having what's going in current trends by Alison and Abigail, or Prezi and Vice Prezi.
The best here.
And them what's going in?
Abby,
We're going.
what's really going in? What's going on social media this week?
What heap of things? What heap of things are going on the world? So what's going on the world right now? But they come on FMA.
Okay.
Well, with what's going on, we highlight, the good, the bad, but we have to keep you all aware. Did you guys hear the news about the 3 girls that was abducted, the 3 females? Everyone's hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing you. I
Yes,
heard about it. That's a sad situation.
It's really sad because it's saying that based on the reports I've seen, it said reports are that 3 females were abducted at different locations across St. Andrew by men traveling in a white Toyota Probox motor car.
That's
And they were
crazy.
displaying like a public passenger vehicle. So imagine you go out on the road now.
So wait, the same person abduct all of them?
Yes, it's the same car. It's the same car from one location to the next.
Because it says the abductors first struck in the Bull Bay by abducting the first female, after which they headed towards the Papine area, where they abducted the second female on the University Hospital compound. The third female, who was in the vicinity of the university rear entrance, was also lured into the vehicle by the armed men.
That's crazy. Alice,
what time period did this take place? Like over how long? Was it over a week, a few days, the same day?
It was actually a couple days.
Couple days back to back. This didn't happen. Wow.
Because I think when it was published on the news, I think it's the same day all of them went missing. I don't know if you saw it on Instagram where they
But I think all of them come back at the same time, right? I think they drop them off at one time.
I think they drop off 2 at a location and then 1 at a different location. That's crazy.
That's really crazy because imagine you say you go out and you just are going on a taxi because you say, yeah, me not take no white plate, me take red plate. But no, they're posing with red plate vehicles. So females have to be more vigilant to avoid all of these. And the best thing, travel with the taxi driver, them where you know.
That's
kind of tricky that because the unfortunate thing about it is you're going to have to come out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to go places that you're not familiar with. You're going to have to travel. It shouldn't be a situation where you are now fearful of doing what we as humans are supposed to do. Move around, transport, live our day-to-day lives. You shouldn't be having to do that in fear. But the unfortunate reality is right here in Jamaica, it doesn't nobody cares for the literal future. Make it make sense. Where is the cure for the next generation that's going to bring forth the next one coming? That's going to make the trends and set the stage for you. Nobody cares about that. So the big issue right now is people's perspective. They're all too selfish and evil. We need to stop it. Justice.
Because people have to go to places they're not familiar with, and what are you going to do? You're going to not show up for that interview. You're going to not want to look at business.
Call on time. Call a taxi company.
Where you get money from?
Yeah, go pay for it.
That's the thing. That's the thing. As far as the concern right now, they might just say stay home.
If people will use red plate, then they use anything, and that's the sad thing about it. Like you think, okay, I red plate, at least you feel a bit more safe. Okay, you know what? Still, 95% of the persons that get abducted in these situations, it's never the person you don't know. It's oftentimes those who do know, right? So you don't get around the train driver, and him at the same one will plan the thing and execute the move against you. So it's really and truly go down to the nitty gritty. Pray people when I go on the road, pray. When I come home, pray, take my foolish advice, pray. Because
Pray.
Pray first.
Tell them can't do nothing without God.
in a stable where it don't.
Gotta be praying, man.
No, we see that stadium Jamaica reach. Yeah, reality.
Crazy.
I know good style, man. Remember me in high school and
Mhm,
me I leave the town to go church one Friday evening
mhm.
and like
Church.
everybody come out of the taxi and I'm me alone and the taxi man in there. And him turn to me and he's like, where you go them hours there? So I say, I go church. Someone say, where your parents there? I'm like, why you ask me this? He's like, you're not afraid. Exactly, it's like, you're not afraid. And he's like, if you travel them hours here and you're alone, try make sure so you have a like pen or pencil in your hand. So if the driver try anything, you just stab him in the eye. And I'm like, you plan for this something? Like, we
I mean,
genuinely get afraid. And I'm like,
I mean, nobody's troubling yet.
Imagine like having to teach your children as a part, like trying to adapt to what's going on. Imagine having to teach your children at the level of version of survival where you have to walk with weapons, you have to walk with eyes at the back of your head. Like we weren't meant to be like that. It's really just frightening
but
because
I don't know where I walk with eye or back of your head. No, everybody, then I say everybody have a third eye.
you know,
So crazy.
You know,
but
it's sad, but we really have to do it. We have to enforce it in them from very younger, so they can
mhm.
be more vigilant of their surroundings.
Wow. And we have to fix it. We have to address those mindsets and those people who feel like doing these things are wrong. Because they can only do so much with warning somebody. If people out here really believe it's okay to be kidnapping and to kill and to rape and to steal and to murder, then no matter how much to protect the child or protect the person, we still have people who are out them down. So we need to fix the psychology. Then people are going through something. Yeah, keep that before.
See, Candy said something. She said it's crazy how paranoid we have to be checking the trunk of the car or looking for the nearest exit. And it's very funny because every single time I'm going on a public passenger
That's
vehicle,
true.
I'm like, all right, if anything happen, I can jump through the window, I can pull the door, like,
This friend.
where me I go go.
Oh my God. That's how I'm so often. You can't
The
really
reality is crazy.
no
But
paranoid.
road figure, yeah, you have to go outside, see.
That's the thing.
Mr. Bro God kind of, slightly open up the place. Christmas will come.
That's true. But when
It's
you go on
just like
the
the
road, try go
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man,
So,
you have to go
one
in groups, and if you know you're going up on the road late and you have to go take public vehicle,
get
try
a
have somebody with you,
something.
or call a taxi.
mhm.
And if you can avoid it, try get home earlier, cause the earlier you go, it better for you.
It's difficult, man. But
Right.
yes,
And this and Shani said no that they always have tips on how women should avoid getting kidnapped, but never on how women fixing their
Oh,
behavior.
facts. There's always thing, female need to do this, female need to do. And I'm like, okay, females do everything. What does the guy do? Like,
How about you leave females alone?
the guy doesn't know do nothing.
Exactly.
that's the real issue. The two sides them just have to fix up. As I said, it's a perspective change. I want to fix that. Then we can actually start seeing
Boy,
change.
come here, you probably have to go look like the criminal, because you have to protect yourself in these times.
So true.
And I think like basic protection is like it needs to be taught in schools or something. People hold you while you do it. No, I think like me see it on Instagram, they have a few persons in Kingston at each persons, but it's an expensive program and people kind of shake up on the pocket side of things. So you don't know that go.
Why you say that like that?
People shake up on the pocket.
God,
It be like that, Alicia. It be like that.
it really like that for you, but like
Shake up on Olivia because she change
No,
her style every
no,
week, but she
ah,
shake up on the rest of it.
when the shit about Alicia said, not all.
we're not gonna leave me alone, please.
Mm.
It's fine. So what else is going on, guys?
Boy, I say hot topic in the news this week, you know.
What's the hot topic?
Them
What's
them was
popping?
them was say
You ready for
Mm.
this?
if we don't think it okay for females to leave their underwear in the laundry.
I be telling me say come over here with that. Okay.
Wanna think?
I think that's nasty. Why would you leave your underwear for somebody else to wash it?
So
Exactly.
where is it okay for the guys to do it?
Listen,
I didn't say it's okay for the guys to do it.
So no underwear should be in the laundry.
It said that
That's
there.
right.
I just
No,
think
but
it's
no.
possible to separate them things there.
I
Like,
think really
you
never.
know,
So, so
I'm
you
not.
wash your underwear when you're in bed. That's the gist.
Simple maths. Simple maths.
listen, separate.
We're
When
not
it
Jonathan,
comes
gonna
to the
nasty.
get
dirty,
nasty. Of course, nasty that.
and you know, when people do it and certain things are the best option. Like, they swear by that, not change it for nothing.
So, like, why would you feel comfortable knowing that someone is going to wash your clothes and your
Washing
conscience?
machine make a listen. Washing machine, throw it in the washing machine and everything good.
No, but if
And
you know
then,
that somebody's going to be doing it for you,
Then
at least
leave it for somebody to wash it.
that aside,
Yeah, you just
why
throw in the
washing
washing
there is
machine.
something
no,
that
no.
not be
The
a
fact that even brought up washing machine is a problem.
exactly.
Wash it with your hands when you're being.
Exactly when you're bathing, wash it out.
Yo,
Good.
I
That
went to a laundromat once, you know, and the lady in there, she's like, she'll always help out the guys when they carry their clothes come. So them can come, leave them clothes, and she wash it. But she not doing it for the females. She not put them clothes in the washing machine, whatever. Me, I say, why? And she say, female to know how to do housework and them thing there. And she realized that when females carry their clothes come to the laundromat, like same way them take off them pants, a same way the underwear roll up in the pants or the shorts or whatever, like them no flash it out, nothing, them no wash it. And she's like, me not touch a female underwear, but me touch a male one. Mind you, this is a female, you know. She not she not
She
touch
has a
it.
point. She has a
is
point.
my always face for me. I see
Why you
somebody
moving
ask
this
that
just?
question. I think we all need to check this question out. So she said, "Will we have the same thought if the person was sick?" That's a different situation.
No, we wouldn't have the same thought. That's a different scenario.
Listen,
What
The
you
listen.
person
mean
is
sick? What you
perfect.
mean sick?
Jesus. Sorry.
And it's
We
like,
have to know what you mean
my
sick,
take
you know.
is six
Oh my
bedrooms. Like
god!
that.
So if the person is sick, could we wash it?
April say, flash it out
Listen,
and mackerel.
my question is,
No, man, it's something
it balance the balance say you're supposed to know, say enough to them something there. But the bigger question is really and truly why it is allowed for anybody to do them something there, male nor female. Like, why when a man do it, it's accepted? It shouldn't be. Because in a good for either side, that's nasty. Take off your clothes, fix them right, and wash it separate, just throw it themselves on either side. So that's just my view.
But then you have to take into consider how both gender or the body works. So
Yeah,
female have discharge,
estrogen and everything. Yeah,
menstrual period at the end of the month,
yeah.
and
like,
man now have
so I could just keep the conversation
No,
going.
man now have, and it is natural. It is
wait,
natural. What
wait,
is
wait,
the
wait,
issue?
wait,
It
wait,
is
wait,
a
wait.
natural
At the end of the day,
process that the body
men's
goes through each
men's
month.
teeth are sort of something too, just like female. So at the end of the day, the tone and the waist. Why should I be okay with being with female waist as opposed to a female waist? I don't want to touch nobody waist. So isn't it like if there's going to be some form of prejudice from the female side, just make it normalized. Nobody should do that because it's nasty. Cool, isn't it? Like simple.
Boy, it's agriculture. Agriculture.
Yeah, and
Agriculture.
that. Can you be listening to that teach them what they say, say you must wash your clothes, so you must clean the
Exactly.
bathroom, so
You rarely get see a man washing
Because
in the
females
pants in the
must do
shower. You're rarely
homework,
going to see
guys.
that.
Watch your underwear when you go to shower. That is what we're taught. And that's what the grandmother telling us.
Yeah, me didn't say
yeah,
Wash
that.
it and hang it on the line. And you must hang it a certain way. You can't hang your waist and you can't hang it from the crotch. You have to hang it cross way. No, that's in the line. There's technique to every single
the
thing.
people that we are growing different, I swear to God, because them Jamaican people make up them some ear. The every ear when them tell you say like if you hang your clothes upside down, certain things gonna happen to you.
Yes.
And
No,
this
me never yet hear that
and
one day.
all of
You
them.
never hear that, Abby?
Me
Yeah,
hang
Okay.
all of my clothes them
I
upside
don't think
down.
it
No,
applies to us grown ups, but for the younger
Mhm.
children. Like they'll
yes,
hang the little clothes upside down and all of that.
Clearly, me not grow around baby because I first me hear that.
My
First.
grandmother told me said don't hang your clothes them upside down because don't people follow you. I was like, lady,
So you hang it upside. Hold on. Here's the real question: do you hang it upside down, Wyoming?
Why you want me answer the question?
what did you say?
You hang your clothes upside down?
No, but don't.
See? Why?
She don't
You
want
hear
to
that?
follow her.
Wyoming is under the influence.
Oh my god.
Honestly, when we reach university, maybe the people are hang it from like up here. I mean, I say, yo, why you hang your clothes like that? Oh, when you hang it upside down, you stretch out your clothes.
Yes, that too. But it depends on how they hang it. Like if them hang the two ends far apart, it I go stretch for true.
Yeah, first me I hear that. Me hang my clothes upside down and my clothes never yet stretch out because of that. So,
Probably
probably at the fabric, but
And
me
the
never yet have that
Candice,
issue yet.
Candice, Candice.
Candy said it up to take off, why you me?
some like the little girl and them candies.
Candice, why you stay like that? What is wrong with you?
Annalise said she hang by size and color. What you mean by that? First thing first, you're supposed to wash your clothes by color. You know, say you're white now, wash with your color and all of them. So, but what you mean by your hang
Size.
by size and
Oh,
color?
I mean, she hung the smaller ones over that side, and then she
And the
increased the
medium
size.
ones here and the large one over here.
That's right.
Colors matching.
Me guilty, you know. When sometimes when me hang out the clothes them, me hang per person. Some all of my stuff them they here, all of my brother stuff them they here, and my parents stuff they over there. So when me take them off, me just don't say, yo, me take this off, me carry it to my place. Me take the thing after I take it off and then figure sort it.
You hung by person, Abby.
Yeah. It makes sense if you don't think about it.
Abby, I think you need to answer that question.
What is
No,
not April?
what you feel say?
April, please. Stop it. What is
How me if you answer? Guys, how me if you answer that, Alicia?
I think you need to answer. You're the perfect fit to answer.
Me feel like nervous if you come answer that.
Oh my god. Y'all are wild.
Why?
no?
Well today.
Wild.
But guys, we in university and see something there.
Imagine.
Welcome back,
No,
Wyoming. I don't pick carry your back on.
exactly.
After
Exactly.
the people
But
smack you.
imagine.
I am not saying anything.
In your own way, about double it, I'm a day a week. It's when I put my cities and get it and then see you can but push come to shove though when I like my grandma used to tell me something about clothes and house and things like But you can tell one who used to live with their grandmother and one who used to live in a town or country.
So
You can,
what else? What
Why
else your grandmother tell you what you believe and them someday? Because me
no,
me
me
no
tell
buy the
you.
story them, you know.
So you must draw the curtain at night so Duppy no see you.
You know, you know,
What do you mean? Don't Alice, you still do it, you know that. Alice will still do it. Alice is still doing it.
me tell you. My
So you
grandmother
must
told
draw
me
the curtain
to them
properly
one. Huh?
because people might look in on you at night. So you must draw the curtain properly. All manner even the outside might look in on you. You never hear that?
So you believe Alice? Eh?
Of course. I'm gonna
What
draw
you
my curtain
believe?
properly at
What
night
you
time.
believe? What you believe? What look for you? Lizard out of door. Lizard in the tree, them a look for you.
you need to
Let me
know
tell
to
you. My grandmother used to tell me, say, don't sweep at night because you sweep with the blessing them and the angel them will come true.
True.
No, I
True.
never hear that.
never
I
hear
And
never
that.
hear that.
it mess with your memory. If you come here at night, you're gonna be forgetful. So feel like
But at night, me come
And
here.
go home.
You come
I'm
here,
going dog in a doorway because the people walk over here. I'm like, where did you guys sit and make up this something? How much someone go make up this? You
can
see
this
it?
week happen? I'm not tolerating scandal from me this week.
My mother always tell me to put up black cloth over the curtain at night time. For what? What's the purpose of it? Where me to get
why?
black cloth from?
You know much eat that?
You might as well just put up a black curtain.
Might as well.
Ah, a person maybe that's why she not do so well in school. No, maybe we can't we can't manage
Did you
it.
want to hear about that? You
Like me hear the sweep out business and that, but I think it's a case where like you know if you sweep when people there yard because them a think say yo them no welcome here and you like sweep them out. Me hear
Many
that, but
people often then.
the sweep are nice.
Let me tell you, my grandmother used to tell me, say, if glass broke, you must turn your road. Who else hear that? Coming on me. I know.
If glass broke
Don't
what?
hear that one.
If the glass broke near you, or you drop something that's glass and it got broken, you must turn your roll. Like turn around. No, sir.
I heard that one before.
Why? What's the reason?
Crosses.
Must say, listen, if you can't show me the Bible, don't tell me the foolishness. Come in, the guy turn around.
But why don't we go see your spin for your run? You want Alicia? Alicia, do it now?
No. I hear it before, but my grandmother never told me that. I was always born in
My
a Christian
grandmother said that.
home. We don't believe in those things. We believe in Jesus Christ. Where's Abby?
As she did up lick off now after she did that trouble people board.
Yeah, anyway, them say that's bad luck. We're not glass. Get
Yeah, no open umbrella in your house.
Nobody come with that.
But no, like at the end of the day, them old people here have a really believe some kind of things. Like some weird things.
yeah. I think
See,
everybody knows
Nikolai, but the umbrella thing and not get married. Me used to have enough umbrella because I never believe so.
that's the end of my dead Abby.
Mm-hmm.
So what me I do with marriage at
I
this young
was
age? What me I do with marriage at this
Who's
young
saying
age?
I'm married yet?
What me I do with marriage at this young
Say this
age?
about black in your marriage. It is
at
not
least what I go on, we know say we're
Why?
hearing wedding bells and here comes the bride. What I want these here? Since
nobody
we're on
with
the
the
topic of
foolishness.
marriage.
She a change hairstyle every week.
Nobody with the
And
foolishness.
she a
But
change
you know
hairstyle
the
every
ring with the ring up on
week.
the hand and everything. The ring on
I
the hand and thing.
Lisa, you should contact Alicia for that payment that you were requesting in the members group.
Yeah, so Lisa, when's the wedding date? Are we
when
invited? Like,
Wyoming?
Why you me better stop in here before me draw out our business for fiance international.
wish listen.
Why you
Oh,
me stop?
thank you, Adia. So,
My kids are good, yeah.
Here, Chantel a scandal me. Wanna see
Every
what
week, Chantel. Every week.
Every
Repeat
week.
yourself. Where?
we just start up this thing now. Everybody gonna come in here expect hairstyle. I be supposed
No, girl, I you set it up.
And you will start
You
it
did
off. Yes, what you
you
mean?
did so late, and you're doing a good job. So continue. Big up yourself.
Love.
that
Continue. Keep it up.
motto.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks.
Okay.
Adia said sexy Barbie.
I saw a comment in the group. I know it's you. I'm just like,
Wyoming, we saw engagement photos on your story. What is this I'm
Jesus.
hearing?
Engagement photos.
What is
We're
this
not,
I'm
we're not,
hearing?
we're not talking.
Over the weekend.
That's why I need to.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that makes sense. That big
You're not,
green.
no, 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 no,
That big
no.
green.
No, you're not going to
Wow.
destroy it on me now.
Come
That's
on,
not,
over. Still the
And it will be
beans.
streamed
that's not,
by a
that's not how it
StreamYard.
works,
Still
Alicia.
the
We
beans.
know the tea. We know that you went down on one knee and you said yes, Alicia. Tell the people what I want to hear.
Secret a keep.
Where you get them somewhere, Wyoming? You just ever see them on makeup stories now?
Secret a keep.
You need to write like
Yes,
No,
King.
I just have
Hold
a
on,
question.
hold on,
What
hold on.
what
Mr. King K make a comment. King K. King J rather.
dimple.
She a go ensure say you see.
You see that
She a go
dimple?
ensure say you see them.
No. It just show. It just show when I'm talking.
You can't hide. What's there? What's there?
Watch it. My God, no give me no look and no so no could
Yeah,
contain.
man. When you start with Alison now. Yeah, leave me out. Wyoming now. Abby time now. Can this way after us, Abby?
Oh, not too much.
Everybody
So,
know.
so, so,
Can I
so
see present after
guys,
dimples? Everybody know that. Once you see present, you
you
have
have
to
to see
see those
dimples.
dimples.
You go to see the dimples
Those
before you
dimples
see
must
her.
be present.
You see the dimples before you see her sometimes. Sometimes you
True.
say, yo, me feel something in my face.
But you
When you look at Alison that I come around the corner.
I'm going to Alison, was a dimple them at pop out. I'm like, oh, for dimple this, so I can't control the face. And I say, oh,
Tell
And to make
Yeah,
sure they
dimple
realize
them,
how she's sitting and like she
making
sit and show the side.
yeah.
It wasn't intentional.
Right,
Mm.
right,
Mm.
right. So guys, one more thing before we go, because we're university students and the job market rough out there. And we are leave. We're here for a good time, not a long time. I saw the saying go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even if I not so good, that we are rock with.
Yeah.
We're here for a good time, not a long time. And the job market rough out there. When you feel you not get jobs and you leave.
Well, it's all about faith and confidence in the Lord and leaving it up to the Lord. That He will direct those parts of yours. Don't go with the negative energies, guys. Just trust God, have faith. You know you put in the work. So you have to reap the rewards of success. That's all I
Yeah.
gotta say.
So Alicia talking up.
Preacher.
Alicia talking up.
Hey,
Alicia
a word. A word.
That's all I gotta say. Leave it up to God. We can't
You have to
can't
leave it up to God, you know. As long as you know you have the potential to do the job you apply
that's what
for,
I need to
just
and just
pray and
apply
have
it.
faith.
To
And
be
make sure
honest, though,
you're a cut above the rest. So you know, say you're not going to worry. You know, to differentiate yourself from the others, because you know you have your degree, yeah, but 1 million other people have the same degree as you. What do you have that the others don't?
That's true, and you have to
Personality.
set yourself apart from everybody else. You can't just be the normal you and expect say you get the job. It don't work like that. Having faith and confidence is good, and whatever, but you have to have something that sets you apart from every other applicant.
my thing about it is like at the end of the day, the reality of it all. And everybody will leave university with a degree or with a job or with a job in the field
Or
they
get a
want.
job
That's
with the
the reality.
degree.
But one thing I can tell you that helps is make yourself the demand. Make yourself what is needed. If it is that you're passionate about art, make yourself the demand for that field. So make you be what they have to go to, be the go-to, be the point of
That's
interest.
so
If that
true.
means yes, if that means networking, do that from early. If that means putting yourself up there through promoting your work, do that from early. If that means sometimes voluntary work, do that from early. Make yourself a demand, put your name out there, set the ground for you when you're ready to step in. Set the stage. So you can do voluntary work, you can send places your effort even before you start,
That's true.
even
You
before
can
you're
see an
ready.
opportunity.
Yeah, make yourself the demand. Because at the end of the day, people go to us they want, and if they don't want you, they won't go to you. That's the
That's why
reality.
it's good
That's true.
to join clubs in university, do extracurricular
Get
activities,
active.
get involved. If you don't feel confident in yourself, go for the opportunity. You never know how much that opportunity can change your life.
Mhm. The reality of it all, again, is that it's not just enough. But the truth about it is if you don't have certain links sometimes, you're not gonna get the opportunity. And that's why networking is important, not just because you want to have a link you can run to for your job or run to for your position. You want to know that you are the ideal. You're the go-to because you don't put your name out there. You don't network. You don't let people know who you are. You don't set the stage. So you set foundation. If you want the stocks, you want the trading, you want the accounting, make sure you go by JSP. Make the people them up there know you. Know your name. If you want
Put
the
your side
accounting, go by Barista. Make them know you. Make them see your face. So even if they never get the them say, yeah, man, you want to work with a long time, you're free, and we're talk. Put yourself out there. If you want to do construction, go for with the place name. Look at China Alba Engineering, Kinetic Engineering, them big company. Put yourself out there, isn't it? Yeah,
yes.
put yourself out there. You have
It's
to do
good
what
to
you have to
have
do,
a side hustle to Wyoming.
that too. The, the,
Emphasis on
the in
side.
thing, the in thing, and a free
Multiple
the in
streams
thing.
of income.
Yup, it can't just be
Ooh,
one way.
Multiple
Don't work
streams
like
of
that, guys.
income.
that's it.
Multiple streams of income.
Why that sound say Wyoming?
You need to hear what Candy
Or
said.
the fiance that I come in.
Candy, we don't
Abby,
need a guest speaker.
Abby.
Ah, Abby, did you see Candy's comment in the group? Next week we don't need a guest speaker. We can give Wyoming the job.
Anytime, anytime.
Oh my god, I'm over this girl.
Sound like a plan.
Right? We're sending her up.
Prep yourself, Wyoming. 1 week is yours.
Prepare yourself.
1 week, but one time soon. But yeah, and we're all here to uplift each other. And anything we know, we're a body, we're the FMA family, one FMA. So anything one person know we can use to edify somebody, it is our duty as a family to share it. And if me know say this are the way to go to make a name out there to make the money and multiple incomes are renting, yeah, but I tell you, we'll make you laugh a little. We'll get the
Look
chat.
at the comment. I'm sorry, Wyoming. I know it was a serious moment, but I had to laugh. I'm sorry.
Weird, this understandable. I mean, what did you say there?
What you Abby have ownership in them
Chantel,
car?
easy, easy, Chantel. Chantel, easy, 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 Chantel.
Wyoming, continue speaking, please, and thank you. We're at a very
No,
important
this
point
is
in the
their
Then
segment.
shop.
Alicia, look how she starts sweating. Now, Alicia,
Yeah,
guess
she
what?
got ask I like that, Candice. Try not to become a man of success, but rather
But
be.
rather man of value.
I like
Because
that.
sometimes we
Word.
indirectly create network for ourselves, by just being
Mhm.
involved and adding a little input at certain events where we didn't even know. Or for instance, join a virtual event and they ask a question and you respond. Things you might say your response is nothing, but someone
Mhm.
might see your response and say, oh, that's value. So yeah, get involved.
Sometimes just showing up.
Is enough
That's true.
Exactly. Them show up
for
and they're
me.
like, yo, me see that person there.
I agree.
And then probably even just call upon you and say, yo, just come cross.
And let me tell you guys one little tip too, because you see, you don't have to be the most social person to network. I feel like that is one of the biggest misconceptions. You don't have to be
Mm.
the most social, right? You don't have to walk up to everybody like, oh, my name is this and that. No, you just have to go to the right people with the right approach. You get me?
That's
So
right.
you not have to be running after everybody like my name this much. You know, you can do that. That's your strategy, fine. But if you're not the kind of person who's a social butterfly, you go to one or two people who you know you have common interests with and start a conversation on those common interests. It flow from that. You don't have to run into everybody because what you don't want is unnecessary interactions or connections in another meeting. We really try to build network. It have to have value, not just chit chat and comments in zero and done. You know? Yeah.
Just
So you not to
network.
be so.
I agree. King J said, bye, Allison.
Where are you going?
Alice, you know the person?
It's a
Sure.
good
You're
Who
not
that
question.
sure.
is?
That's rather interesting.
All right. It was a very fun question.
Shooters, shoot.
Yeah, being impactful
Anyways,
and
guys, we are not the
inspiring.
guest speaker for this week. So we're just going to leave things up to Wyoming and Alicia now.
All
But it
right,
was great being here with you
guys.
guys.
Yes. Thank you so much for
Anytime.
having and giving us
Prezi and
the what's going
Prezi. Bye.
on.
Goodie. Watch them. All right. So, guys, are you ready to hear from our guest speaker today?
Hmm. Me
Are
well
you ready?
excited, you know.
We're
Like
doing
Alicia, have you been measuring the theme, the topic though?
you girl. Who know I make money in them time here? I'm sure everybody wants to know how to make
The
money.
financial uprising. Oh, I love
You
it.
have your
If you
questions
if
ready,
you're excited,
Naomi?
fire in
You
the
have
chat if you're excited.
you have your questions ready?
Everything. Pen,
All
pencil,
right. And
everything.
I hope the persons in the comments have their questions ready. Because guess what? We're doing things a little bit different this week. And I hope you guys like it. All right. So our guest speaker today hails from Linstead St. Catherine. He is a past student of the Dental Technical High School. He is a man of many skills and talent, full of knowledge and life. He is a day trader. He drops gems every Sunday on his IG live titled Tev Talk. A visionary who loves to see others win. He motivates, inspires, and uplifts. Please make our guest speaker, Mr. Tevin Myers, welcome.
Woo! Everybody well excited to carry the bag. Come, let me see the chat
Hi,
emo.
our guest
The
speaker, hello, Tevin.
All right. Honestly, like I've been here from the meeting start, and I feel like I'm back in a university again because it feels so welcoming, right? But
Oh, we love that for you.
yeah. So first of
you
all,
want the
thanks for having me. Is it me? It's always a pleasure to like share a space with youngsters like myself with that forward thinking mindset, right? Um, Big up Oli, is it me, for reach out to me. I really appreciate that first of all, is it me? Me and Oli have history in terms of went high school together, so that's good. And it would be remiss of me not to big up the comments or the people that are here in the live because the comments look really, really active, is it me?
Yeah, look at the fire emojis.
Yeah.
Oh my
Um,
God.
but genuinely, I look forward to having a good time with the club and also all of the viewers them. So let's do it. Is it me?
All right, guys. So before we get into it, we're doing a little chit chat. We don't want Tevin talking to himself. We are gonna be talking to Tevin. So I
Yeah.
hope that your fingers are ready to type those questions. We are going to have an interactive segment like what we just did, but
All right.
this one have a little more seriousness. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All
Because we're not
right.
only building vibes, but we're setting the stage for knowledge to be shared. So let's go.
Yep. Yep. All
Mhm.
right. So Tevin, tell us what you do for a living so people can get to know you a little bit.
All right, no problem. So, I am a day trader. Right, I am. I consider myself an entrepreneur, to be honest, but I'm really just a day trader. I'm looking to venture into more things soon. I'm an investor, but my portfolio isn't big enough for me to say that I'm an investor, right? But I invest. I'm at the day trading, and also I do things on the side like teaching, but that's not something that is professionalized as yet. But so for now, I'm just a day trader.
He said he does teaching on the side. Wow.
Mhm.
What do you teach, Tevin?
All right, so I'm good with current economic knowledge, right? So my thing is, as Hollywood know, I went to school to the sciences, right? But I always think that things like business and econ are a bit of common sense, not to be disrespectful to anybody that does business, right? So I always found that because I'm a very practical thinker, persons who study econ and business have a very difficult time to add it to practical life. So my job is basically you come to me with the theory, and I let you know how it's practical, and that assists you know to have a better understanding of what's going on.
All right, I get that. So, Wyoming, you want to go with your question now?
Yes, I would love, well, big up to you, Mr. Miles, Kevin, for stepping in and, for sharing with us. I have, been browsing your page and listened to one and two of your talks, and let me just say, very, very inspiring, intriguing, and like pushing the right motive for the young people there. So I love that.
Thank
But,
you.
you know, yeah, since you're here, and I'm sure everybody wants to know, give us a bit of, a bit more insight about who you are as a person, what drives you. Because more than likely, these aspects also, tie into how you perform and how you think money-wise. And we're all here right now for the financial uprising. So let's
All right.
hear your drives.
All right. All right. So firstly, I'm a very structured person, right? I'm very structured. That is the main thing, right? Now, as I said, I'm a very practical person. So the thing is, there's one thing that I know for sure, right? And this thing leads me in that direction. We only have one life. I just want to know. And like when the life is done, me not know what will happen afterwards. All right,
Mm-hmm.
the second one. So with that being said, if you only have one life and you believe that you deserve the best things, right? Every
Mm-hmm.
day that you wake up not knowing if you're going to see a next day, you have to act in accordance to getting the best thing for yourself. So what
Yes.
drives me is just my mortality, to understand that I am not immortal, so I have a limited time to accomplish all that I need to accomplish on myself,
Mm-hmm.
right? What drives me is my purpose, and my purpose is to create the life that I love for myself, and to also create a life for my children that they will enjoy when they do come, right? So with that purpose,
Mm-hmm.
I continuously lead into that. Is it me? So that's it for me.
All right, I love that response because with such, you touch on what pushes you as an individual and the importance of purpose. But one thing that you said that really touched me, I really, have me wondering was creating wealth or, setting the stage for your children. So I
Right.
know, therefore, since you're on the topic of money management for this month, I know that having proper money management is not just important for you. Give us a bit more insight about you, about how you view managing the money for generations to come, and not just you as a person. Especially since you identify, I live one life, and if I make sure to live right for not just me. Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think what's important is to one, be at a level where you can educate yourself, right? Because if I'm gonna be frankly honest, if there are like 50% here in the life, only about five people know about wealth or money management in its purest form, right? So one, you have to educate yourself, right? And you have to
Yeah.
identify the need for education because we're not taught this, right? Now after you get the education, you can't just sit with it, right? You have to apply it. The application comes in for me personally when I teach myself personally, all right, well building works this type of way. Why do I need to build wealth? Well, who came before me did a very horrible job, right? In terms of, like, I'm very frank. So my parents and my grandparents did a very horrible job in terms of setting the pace. What they would have done is to ensure that you have the necessities to live, but when it comes on to that luxury of wealth, that's not there. So you want to ensure that what I call you are creating wealth forward, right? So I have something that I live by. I don't spend money backwards in terms of, I don't believe personally that you should mine your parents or grandparents. I believe that you should have money for your children, spend money forward. I don't believe in spending money sideways in terms of like spending money on siblings and so on, in terms of if you are the youngest, things like those, right? It's just having a forward thinking mindset to always ensure that wherever your money goes has the opportunity to really expand it, right? Because money is a magnet, right? And a magnet repels and attracts stuff. And the more when we get into that part, I'm gonna talk about some things that repels money and something that attracts money, right? And it comes out with that understanding, to be honest.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Myers, because it's important for us to really identify that and work with it. Alicia, let's hear what other questions that people want to,
All right,
know.
Vince, I have a lot of questions for you. I hope that you are ready to answer these questions.
Yeah, man. All right, the thing is, before you go ahead, I actually enjoy this type of thing because like I could have come here and do a presentation. The following me, like, I could have come here, do a presentation, done in like half an hour to 45 minutes, I'm gone, right? But when it comes to things like wealth and money, we need conversations about it. So
Yeah.
you need to interact with me, and so the community to interact with me as well. Like, get my face, but we need to have interest. So we have a holistic view for one thing. So welcome all the questions. Yeah. Disclaimer: I'm not a financial advisor. All that I know is from personal experience and through building my own knowledge. Go ahead.
All right. All right. So the first question is relating to trading. So somebody is asking, does starting small helps?
It definitely does, right? Um, let's say if somebody gives you a well-trained dog that is 4 years old, right? Does it have the same impact as getting a puppy and growing that puppy and having that? And that's a real question. Which one feels better, a well-trained dog at 4 years or a puppy that you can teach and like grow with? Which one feels better?
We're looking out for the comments, guys.
Yeah, definitely. We want like I was gonna say like money is a mindset thing, right? So we have to have the right mindset for for getting into that type of thing.
Yeah.
Like the reality is, right, the puppy that you can grow, right? And the reason, so
Yeah.
when it comes down to starting small, is if you are able to have something small and care for it in a way that it can grow, when you have that big thing now, right, you'll be in a position to care it more. So when it comes down to trading, we always advise to start small, right, and look at that little money and work with it, feel comfortable with it. Because the thing with trading is, if you're not comfortable with that small money, if you don't start small, when you see a lot of big balances with it, so you're upset. Starting small is something that I advise for myself and people who come after me, I definitely advise them to start small.
That's good advice, honestly. With that said, like I love where you started giving us a bit of some strategies. You said start small. What are some other strategies that you could give us, some practical ones, as we start, whether we investing or trading, just managing money better? Some strategies we can utilize.
All right, so when it comes down to managing money better, that is the first thing, right? So we need to identify what money is, right? And traditionally, we hear about money as a medium of exchange, well, a goods and services, whatever. But let me offer a bit of an alternative, right? Money is what I call an enabler, right? So money enables freedom. So we grow up, we hear that money is the root of all evil. Just use money to get what you need and whatever. No. So we need to think about money as something that allows us to have a freedom of time, right? Allows us to get what we want. So once you understand that now, you want to get into the repellent and the attraction of money now, because I can do that, right?
You
So
sure can.
good.
Definitely.
We have 5 laws of gold or 5 laws of money, right? And the first one dictates that money is a magnet to those who care for it. Now, the way how you care for money is by, let's say you're working, right? And you get a paycheck. The first thing you need to do is to pay yourself, believe it or not. So 1/10 or 10% of what you earn is yours, to just hold on. You following me? When you begin to do that, because what people do is they get paid and then them spend all it and then them broke like that. We don't want to do that. So you want to get paid now and you keep 10% for yourself, right? That is the first thing. The next thing is money will work for those who prove that they can make profitable returns, right? So that 10% that you're now saving, what you want to do with it now is to ensure that you are put it in a place where it can actually become profitable, right? Because we're going to think about money itself as in money has a sense, and money can sense when you have sense. Is it me? If you realize that broke people don't have the money, it's because money sense them not really have no sense, and rich people have money because money sense them have sense, right? So when you begin to invest your money, right, and it is profitable, you will get more money now because you put it in the right places for it to grow, right? That's the second. Now, thirdly, money is a magnet to those who actually invest, right? Because money loves company. Now, if you have 1 cent in your pocket, the money will feel lonely, and by the take a start, the money gone. But when you have 1 cent in your pocket and add the next cent to it, you have 2 cents in your pocket, and the money feel more at home in your pocket now or in your bank account. And the more money you add to your account or to your pocket, the more comfortable all of the money them feel now, and that begins to grow. Saying that to say money needs investment, money needs to be growing, or that little money that you have will leave you because the money not comfortable and the money not have no friend. You get my try to say, because if make it thing really no. You get my try to say, so you have interest in what you build the money. You see me? Now I talk about the money repellence now. Money is a repellent to someone who invests in something they're not familiar with. So when it comes down to investing for me personally, my first I love real estate, right? But to be very frank, I not have the money to buy a piece of land. Is it me? But the reality is, I thought to myself, all right, if I love real estate and more get into investing, what should I do? I can look into companies, right, who are real estate oriented, right?
Yes.
Like the first draft, those type of companies. So when I went to my
Yes,
bank,
real estate,
all
yes.
right, and this is the investment gems, right? Went to my bank, tell them say, yo, here's the truth. I have X amount of money, I have 130 or 120,000 and that can't buy no land. I must one car coach can go buy with that. But here more to do. Find a company that excels in real estate
Yeah.
and I want to get some stocks in that company, right? So by doing that now, because I am familiar with the field of real estate, I invest with someone I'm familiar with. Because if you invest in things that you're not familiar with, the money will leave you because you need the knowledge to make that money grow. Know when to pull it, when to pull out, when to add more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next thing is a money that repellent to those who force it to make impossible earnings. You see me? So a prime example was when we were in high school a few years ago, and I said the pyramid scheme thing, and you get somebody what 10 grand and then give 100,000. That really make so you are forcing your money to make an impossible earning. When you go to a gambling casino with $100, you hope to make $1,000 or $2,000, you are forcing the money to make impossible earnings. I remember we are talking about money like something that has a sense for itself, right? And if somebody is forcing you to do something that you literally cannot do, or will be strenuous on you, what will you do? You will leave that space, right? So money acts in the same way. If you are forcing money to do something that it can do, which is make an impossible return on investment, it will leave you just the same. And those are the five general rules of money attraction.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Miles. I'm hoping that
Wait, wait, wait,
everybody's
sorry to
been
cut you off.
taking
Please
notes
call me
and
Tevin, all right? I hate Mr. Myers, just saying. So, for so,
no problem, Tevi. Yes. Thank you so much for that. I hope everybody's been taking notes and listening and debunking everything, filtering it through and trying to make it more applicable.
right,
And like as I mentioned, we're under the theme of money management, right? And more
right,
specifically, the topic financial uprising, making money 101. So I know that you are a day trader by profession. That's what you do. Outside of that, how would you say you have utilized or you have enabled yourself to make money? So you do trading, right? Is there
right.
any other side hustles, any other? I know you have mentioned investment, and how do you manage those to make sure that they are not only just there, because oftentimes we'll do the investment, we'll have equity account, we'll buy the stock, we put it up, but it not really do nothing, it just dead there. Like
Right.
what skills can you teach us to manage those accounts, to manage the little money we have? Because even the Bible says if you're a steward of a little, you'll get more. Like how to properly fix up those management techniques so they work for us, so we can make generational wealth.
All right. So something that I always say is seek advice from those who are competent to their experience to give it, right? What that
Yes.
means is if you don't know something and John don't know what you don't know, don't ask John about it. But if
Mm-hmm.
Tom know about it, then Tom, right? So let's say you have what you consider as a small principal or a small, investment, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I do personally is my bank, I bank with JMB and them tired to hear from me because I call them. I reason with them like I'm a bridging them.
Mm-hmm.
More I'm just up on phone talk. I'm not saying I'm tired of me, but here what? Me need because you know it, I need you to teach me. And because I
Yeah.
am your client, I have to sit with you and speak. The first thing is don't be afraid to ask for help. Never be afraid
Mm-hmm.
to ask for help. Right? Now, something that people don't know is people think that you need a professional financial advisor, but the reality is most of these banks that we use gives free advice, but they tell you
Mm-hmm.
that because it is free, don't take it as gospel, but take it as gospel in a little way, isn't it? Because they want your best interest. So when you invest, you can try to speak with the bank, and them tell you, all right, this is this, this is that. So like my portfolio right now, I'm a young investor, right? So my portfolio is managed by my bank. I don't manage my portfolio. What I do is right now I check up to ensure that while the money is being multiplied, I'm still learning. right? Additionally, what I'm a big fan of, I'm a big fan of reading. This book is called Guide to Investing, right? And I'm at my workstation now. I'm always have the book here. Sometimes I skip through it and look for something. So I'm an avid fan of reading, right? A lot of these things when it comes down to money is all about education, right? And I'm going to say now that if you're somebody who reads, you will have no problems in life. Read the right content at least. So ensure that you read. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And when it comes down to money, an important thing when it comes to investment is who are you? What type of risk taker are you? That is so important. The money that you're investing, are you able to lose it? Worst case scenario. That is it, right? So can you afford to lose the money where you invest? Can you probably lose it really, You see me? So understand your own risk management in terms of what can you manage to lose. Understand the reward. At what point do I pull out of this investment? So you need to understand yourself as a person, the type of investor that you are at the core, right? Then you understand the actual space that you're investing in and how do you match the space. Like for me, I'm a structured person. I'm investing in real estate. You see how it makes sense? So like I am patient. I'm extremely patient. So me no mind sitting down and 10 years pass, I may say like probably 110% ROI. That don't matter to me, isn't me? Because I am someone like that. But when it comes down to suppose you are somebody now who is more snappy, right? They do more short-term investment, they invest in more food companies, they get the dividends, right? So it depends on you. Understand yourself first before you can even apply advice from people who will give you the advice. That's important.
I agree.
Definitely.
I
Alicia,
agree.
I know that the comment sections have been buzzing, and persons more than likely have been sending questions, intrigued to see how far we're going. But to be honest, I've learned a lot so far.
I'm
Very, very
saying
intriguing and
agree.
intuitive. Yeah, and the more we learn about money, is the better we at managing it, and the better at managing, the better at using
Yep.
it, and that better for the economy, that for everybody. So
Glad
yeah,
you
over to you now, Alicia.
mentioned that's so true. Lives will get more profitable.
Mhm.
So Candice and mother always tell me reading will carry me far.
It definitely will.
All right, so somebody is asking, how does someone actively start Forex?
How does someone actually start Forex? All right, so the thing is, Forex is you see what I saw online as Forex, not what I am doing as Forex, right? So when I was online, I see people recruit people to join their groups and they pay them a bag of money and them take them time rob you up. Them things like that. People use the space as being somewhere that is very scam likely. You see me? You go on this person profile and you see them with a bag of flashy cars, this, that, and the third, and you wanna go on yourself. You see me? But the reality is Forex is just a next industry, right? And if you're going to invest, there is no market that you can invest in without a middleman, right? So, for instance, for us as banks, for us as persons, we need banks to invest in the stock market. So, as an individual, if you want to start investing in terms of your time into Forex, you need a Forex broker. But before any of the real application comes into place, there is a bulk of reading that is necessary, to be honest, right? When it comes down to Forex, it pays to know, right? So literally what you know pays you in the market. The more you know, the more you earn, and the less you know, the less you earn. You see me? So it comes through understanding the market before you enter the market, right? Because it's a space that is very tricky. So you have to read a lot, watch a lot of videos, and ensure that you find a good mentor who isn't somebody who wants to just trick you out your money. Because remember, money is a repellent to those who go to people who not know experience. We give them the advice. So one, you have to find a good mentor, ensure that you learn, build a knowledge base, right? That are the first thing. First two things. Build your knowledge base, find a good mentor that can curate the space for you more. Then you find a broker. Afterwards, you find a broker now, you get access to the real market, and you now can apply the skills that you would have read and watched and practiced now in the practical marketplace.
All right, thank you for that. Next question. Somebody's asking advice to someone who just starts trading. What are your advice to apprentice?
I'm going to for me I am not a professional trader, but I'm a day trader, right? So I am closer to persons who have just started than persons who have been doing this for years. So saying that to say, me still understand a lot of the struggles that like new traders go through, and one of the things that me would I say right off the bat is remember why you start. The reason why me start is right. Here's the backstory. While in high school, people always say to me, say, "Yo, you know, you're bright, whatever, whatever, and you know, you're gonna be something great in your life, and all them nice things." There. And I just normally I say, "Yeah, man, big up on yourself," and you know, I love the energy, whatever, whatever. But I could not think about a job that could make me be great at any given time. So while people are feed this positivity into me, I used to say to myself, "Where can I go to actually make it in a life?" Then, seeing that everybody say me I gonna make it, where me can I go to make it, right? And I tried university. It was, for me was I was bored by the time the end of the first year, and I was doing logistics. I did extremely bored, so I stopped. Right? I tried to work. I hated the 9 to 5 space and the working space because the boss man thing not really work for me. So when I started Forex, I started by saying, you're a hardworking person, but you hate to work. You want to be great, but there is nothing that interests you that will allow you to be great. When I started Forex, it was very challenging. I like things that challenge me, right? So by just understanding why I want to do it, but just never ever forget why I start. And as a beginner, you can't ever forget why you start because it's gonna get hard, but never forget why you start. Additionally, value the beginning steps, right? Because every good house is built on a good foundation. If you rush the process to get to the money, you might never get to it. You see me? So enjoy the process, enjoy the losses. Enjoy the losses just as the wins because when the loss them come, them are gonna hit you. But enjoy the wins just the same. You see me? That would be my advice to a beginner trader.
I like that. That's exactly how I feel. Them always say why it keeps you going. That's so true, Abby.
True.
All right, so guys, it's time to hear from you now before I ask Tevin any more questions. Anything you guys want to ask Tevin? I see somebody's asking Tevin if macro and micro class can help.
Yeah, definitely. All right, the truth is, when I was going to maritime and I was studying logistics, macroecon was very boring to me, as was microecon. But the way that both of them I understand them, but it was just very boring. However, since I started trading, them actually helped me now because trading is involves a lot. And the more you know about econ, the more you will understand market price, the more you understand currency prices, the more you, as I said, the more you know is the more you earn. So if you have those macro and microeconomic principles in your head, you're very likely to earn more than the person who doesn't. So that definitely does help.
All right. So anything you want to tell them, Tevin? Anything you have learned, major lesson that you have learned and you'd want to share with us?
All right. So for me, trading has real. I've had very dark days when it comes on to trading. I'm not gonna be real. I'm gonna say dark days. You mean dark days? I mean like you trade and all the money lost and you sit down looking at our account and it have zero USD. And you look on the account like this. Shit. And you start questioning yourself now because imagine you invest, let's say $30,000 or even 20, right? And you lose it now and you look at this zero balance now. You feel horribly in yourself. You begin to question why you start if it's even if it even makes sense to continue. So for me, my losses were normal put me in a place of just worry, right? And be like, one of me really supposed to do this, but things like those. But what I begin to do is when me lose now, I write down the process, right? And figure out where me go wrong. And when me figure out where me go wrong now, me tweak it. Then my interest me don't replicate the same process. And a big thing is just when you win, never get too overconfident. Never ever get too overconfident. Right? When you win, just feel good, that's fine, but don't get overconfident. Don't believe that you are on top of the world because that cockiness will throw you off. Remain humble in the market. You see me? While you're there, and one thing that is very important as a beginner trader is also ensure that when you're making profits, you withdraw the money and spend it. While I was trading and making money, I never know say it real. I never feel the realness of the money until I withdraw it and hold it in my hand. And quite frankly, it did feel heavier than normal money. And at the same money in but it's like I'm a first withdrawal that like my first withdrawal to be very transparent was like $300, right? At the time that was like I don't remember how much it was, But I know how money feel, and it did feel heavier than normal, right? And I remember, say, yo, when we spend it, pay some bills, I did some investment with it. It did feel a lot different. And now that first withdrawal put me in a different zone. Like, all right, we need to start make some more money now because I like how the money I feel. It feel different from the 9 to 5 money. You see me? So a big thing is ensure that you are withdrawing the money and actually enjoying it. Because if you're just trading, building the money, it never ever feel real until you actually spend a piece of it in terms of withdrawing a physical cash and spending it, buy yourself a drink or buy something for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, do something with it. That'll definitely be some advice for anybody that's trading.
All right. So thank you, Tevin. So you want to talk to us before we wrap up? You want to tell us about Tev Talk? So those who are watching you can know that every Sunday at 7 you can
I
log
have
on.
All right. Before that, I have some what I call the 6 rules to better
Go
assist you
ahead.
financially, right? So the first one is to maximize your time, right? Time is limited, and that's true. That time is very limited, right? Every day only have 24 hours, but at the same time, you have people who them output way more than yours. That means maximize your time in a Friday. Ensure that you maximize your time. What I do to maximize my time is I make a routine. So all my day is very structured, right? In terms of I know when I want to wake up, when I want to go sleep. I have my time that I don't use my phone at all because I have time to my work, I have meditation, reading. So my day is structured and have a routine. When you build a routine, it provides you with like an ease of doing. So when you get up, you don't have to worry about what you're going to do today because you already have the routine to do it. That allows you to have a smooth flowing day and allows you to get a lot more done, right? Wake up earlier. When you wake up earlier, you get more done. Wake up earlier than the average person that is in your position. So, for instance, say you go university and say everybody on the down, wake up before them. It allows you to actually do more than them, and the more you do than them, I got to build you more, right? I remember we said earlier, I heard talk earlier about finance, about leaving university and being in a space where you have to go hunt for a job. Things like those build your character. The fact that you were training yourself to be better than the average person within your space, right? Minimize bad debt. And a lot of people have student loan, and that's very sad, but they have to do it. However, ensure that you're not just taking out a loan to the random stuff. So, yeah, some people are walking and take out a loan to buy a car, but them can't finance the car, right? So that's bad debt. The more bad debt you have, it harder it is to dig yourself out of that hole, right? And remember, it is easier to build from ground up than from underground up. So don't dig yourself in a ditch. You see me? Create a budget and stick to it. Other people they hate budgets. But people don't like budget their money because they believe say my money is supposed to just spend it how I want it. If you budget your money, that is still you spending it how you want it, but spend it in a better way that is beneficial to you. So, but if you make 30,000 a month, know how you will spend it in an efficient way before you get it. No people when them get them 30,000, what them do? Them just upscotch on the place and put it here, there, and by the evening, then broke again. And wait for the next month or the next 2 weeks. You don't want that be you. Make a budget. And me tell you something that's very important, especially for those who are university people who are get a job. You see, any amount of money your employer pay you, they could be paying you less. Believe me. Any amount of money you work for at any given time in your life, the employer could be paying you less. If you want to understand that, it allows you now to what we call live on less than you earn. So whatever you earn, you can live on less than that. So if the employer offer you 30 grand, best believe that there's somebody just like you who can work just as hard as you who will work for 25,000. So and if they offer you 25,000, there is somebody who will work for 20,000. So it can be paying you less at any given time.
Yep. Always replaceable.
Always. The insurer say, yo, whatever you are making, you are living on less than that, and you are now creating a budget around it and putting aside something to build on. You see me? Create passive income streams. A lot of people they do YouTube. I see people 1 minute. Yeah, create passive income streams. Right? Create something that you don't have to be doing hard labor to make money from. That's important. You see me? You know, always a fear knock two pan together to make a money. Ensure you create a system that makes money without your direct involvement. You see me? Live within your means. After times I find myself, I live a certain lifestyle that is not within our own means because we want to please people. And you find say living outside your means put you in a position where you're broke, you don't have no money. Live within your means until you can expand your means because the money we have is expanding. But don't expand outside your budget because you will not be able to maintain that. Right? And the last one is keep learning and evolving. No matter what you know, keep learning. Never be too arrogant and believe that you know everything. Continue to learn, continue to evolve because the more you know, the more you can bring to the table when it comes down to an offer. You can go for your job as a web designer and you get turned down, but you're good at something else and you get a next job within the same workplace. So ensure that we are learn and evolve at every given step. You not get comfortable. Never get comfortable where you know. Always want more. Always want to always strive to evolve. You get me trying to say? That's it.
All right, Tevin, thank you for that. I know you guys learned something from that because I learned a lot.
I
Say
would
what?
appreciate if everybody would send like one thing when them learn, so I can not say like they do that listen and them thing.
I agree. I agree. I was just gonna tell them
Yeah.
that.
Great.
Everybody must learn something. Guys, what's your takeaway from today? Well, Tevin, tell us a little about Tev Talk before we close up today's session.
Dev talk. It came through. Only you know me, right? You know me how to talk. No, that's a lie. When I do talk, but when we do talk, people like major me I say, you see me? So people always say, oh, yo, him talk some sensible thing, you know. So like my friends, them always hear, like things that the masses are here now, my friends, them always are hear that. You see me? So at one point, I joined somebody live and them asked me a question. I'm answer the question like, people, like the comments start blow up. Yo, who the youth, where him come from? Like the comments start go crazy, you know. And the live was like, about 70 odd people. And the live start blow up and I say, yo, we need to hear more from him, we need to hear more from him. And the person after the live wanna say, yo, you need to do a live with me about money. I mean, I said, all right, fine. I did that live with him, and that live was crazy, like 300, 200 people on the live. I mean, I said, yo, John, I'm have to go do something serious, right? And someone who was on the live sent me a postcard myself and have Theft Talk. So Theft Talk wasn't really my idea, you know. As somebody who randomly watch it, create a postcard and send me. I look on the postcard, me and say, this stuff still in them, I go post it. I post it, you know, like people I say, yo, John, TED Talk, that sound tough, you know, like it sound like TED Talk. Yo, Sundays, all right, I go tune in, and from there, me just attack topics that you know say people struggle with, like procrastination, finding your purpose, money, um, adapting to changes. So I'm gonna just attack those topics that high like media have challenges with me, overcome them. I'm gonna say you can assist people doing the same. Because I only speak on things that I know. Is it me? So it's always a vibe on my live on a Sunday. Is it me? People always forward out and learn and interact. So it's a good space.
Yeah, I'm always there. So, guys,
Yeah,
I hope that
man.
you tune in to Tev Talk this Sunday at 7 p.m. What's the topic this week, Tevin?
Well, it's a bit of a surprise, but no, I can give you an exclusive. It's centered around health, more so
Okay.
more so men's health, but women can a lot of stuff, right? Because I'm going to be doing a giant live with two friends of mine. One is a chef, one is a writer, and the chef will be there as a dietitian, and the poet friend will be there as somebody who enables writing and the power of reading. So I want to do a
That's
giant live that pushes that
TJ.
type of thing.
That's
Yeah,
definitely TJ and Di Maria. I know.
yeah man. Yeah, you know, you see me, you know.
Yeah, all right. So that sounds very interesting. I
Yeah,
will
man.
have to be there. I hope that you guys join. So I'm looking at the comments and people are saying, powerful, bad, we need to be friends. I'm learning. Somebody say reading is fundamental, and if you believe school is not for you, then explore other means. Keep learning and evolving. The more you know, the better it is for you. Money, love, company. Never be afraid to ask for help.
Right.
Better start from the ground than from underground. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, right. So better start from the ground up than dig a ditch and start from underground upwards. You see me? Definitely. You know,
Yeah.
follow me on IG. It's TEVVII underscore. You see me?
All
And you
right.
can
And
watch
if
my
you
previous
follow
stuff.
FMA, you're supposed to know Tevin at. So if you don't follow FMA, you need to follow FMA so that you can find Tevin at.
That's
Okay,
true. That's true.
guys?
I really appreciate how everybody's in the comments too. I really like that. I like
Yeah.
interaction.
This is FMA. This is FMA.
what I will do is me come on whenever, like me come on when the Thursdays, right? The
Yeah,
Thursday.
every Thursday at 3 p.m.
Hey man, I know have a good energy. It remind me when time at the back in university, to be honest. Sometimes I need that.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no
But
problem.
Kevin, thank you so much for joining us today. And on behalf of the Future Marketers Association, we want to express our sincere gratitude to you for coming and having a little chit chat session with us. We are appreciative. We have learned a lot, and we hope to take whatever we have learned today into practice and become better versions of ourselves in the future. Thank you so much. And this is our little token to you. It's coming on the screen. I'll send it to you. Thank you.
I feel so good about that. But thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it. And thanks to everybody who actually sit down and comment and listen to a boring talk. But
Thank you
respect seeing me.
so
Big up everybody.
much. Yeah, man. Big up. Thank you.
Man, bye
All
everybody.
right, guys. Moving right along. So at this time, we will be having our member of the month highlight. Do you know who the member of the month is? Do you know? If you know, let me know. All right, Alison, your mic is muted. We're not hearing you.
I was waiting for them to highlight who the member of the month is. So everyone, I'm gonna see nobody a comment sexy
I see
Barbie.
Annalise say sexy Barbie.
Yes. So we've congratulated her before, but we just want to big her up again at the club meeting because she's always here. It's her consistency for me. Yes, Cheyenne Mitchell, but we all know her as the sexy Barbie.
Congrats,
She's
honey.
she's always in the comment section, always in the group, always participating. And I just want to say I appreciate you, Cheyenne, and I also appreciate our other members who are always showing up for us. We're always participating in the groups. We really appreciate you guys and thank you all for coming to this club's meeting and continue coming, share with your friends, your family, everybody forward come at FMA and have a nice time because school is still a thing and it might stress out some way.
Most
But school
definitely.
rough, but we rougher. So we want to say congratulations to you again, Cheyenne, on being the member of the month. And to all the others who want to be member of the month, just continue being consistent.
In the chat, we need to see you every week.
Exactly, we need to see you.
Yes,
And we'll just forward and stay tuned to the FMA page because you might be scrolling one day and we'll do a random giveaway. So ensure you're always on the lookout because this is sell and FMA is all about the niceness. So make sure you're there, right?
right. Thank you, Prezi. All right. So, guys, in order to be the member of the month, we need to see you in the chat. We need to see you interacting with us in the group. We need to see you and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you are following us on Instagram. Make sure if you're a member, you are a part of the big group and the WhatsApp group. We appreciate you all for coming here every week. And at this time, we'll be having the adjournment by Carrie Ann. All right, let me see if she's here. All right, so she's not, so I'll just go on with the show. So, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for always logging on. We see our loyal people that join us every week. Thank you once more. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Stay safe and see you same time, same place next week. Bye.